You're listening to the Conference Board of Canada's Mental Health and COVID-19 series with Dr. Bill Howitt, Chief of Research, Workplace Productivity.
Hi, Bill Howitt, Mental Health, COVID-19, Conference Board of Canada. Welcome. Today I'm going to have a conversation with you about returning to the workplace. Some of you are on your way to the workplace again. Some of you may already be there, such as essential workers who have not left. Some of you may not be returning to the workplace. You might be finding out that your organizations are reformatting their platform and to be planning on working remotely for a period of time. There's all kinds of change that are going to happen. What I want to do is give you some ideas around return to workplace, if that's something that's starting to happen for you, or you're in the early days of it, or it's about to happen, because these things are starting to move pretty fast. And as we start to lower the requirements, which I would say will be in the next few weeks to the next couple of months, depending on how we do, and it'll be different by different provinces. Some are actually starting to move a little bit quicker than others. I'm going to use a mnemonic called SAFE. I think it's important. It's basically for you. It's a framework to give you some ideas to help you navigate through this process, and it's a personalized model. The S is start with clarity. Whatever your process is for you to return to the workplace, it's really important for you to realize the Monday to Friday or the shift work construct might be changed. You might be finding half shifts. You might be finding working Monday, Tuesday. You might be finding, different times. There could be different fluctuations. So there could be a bunch of little nuances that are all new to you. And that around those nuances is not only the nuances of work and schedule and timing, it's also around expectations and workload and deliverables and priorities and etc. It's important to really slow things down for yourself and be clear. What are the expectations? What are the milestones? What's success? How are you going to be evaluated in your conversation? So you're really clear around in your mind from the start with this new normal as you start to reshape it, whatever it is, that you're clear on how it's all going to work for you. The A is adhere to PPEs. Really important to follow all the personal protective equipment requirements, personal space requirements, and be aware that social conformity is really what we follow. So on the highway, many of us don't realize we'll sometimes follow other people. The speed limit on the highway is 100 kilometers. Lots of folks will drive 120 kilometers because they've modeled and watched each other and realize that social conformity is a 20-kilometer and kind of variance. It's still breaking the law. However, there's a bit of a lax that we allow to happen. Well, anytime there's types of change around masks or social distancing, which we call physical distancing, is to ensure that we're mindful of setting our boundaries and to be aware that some people may not actually buy into them and may poo-poo things. And the best we can do, the pandemic is not gone. COVID-19 is not gone. Even though we're in an unusual time where we have hurricane seasons and tropical storm season and fire season and social unrest happening and financial insecurity, like all kinds of things happening. And there's all kinds of stress for all kinds of people. So that's why it's important for us to keep our eye on the prize for our own safety, is to ensure we're paying attention to our requirements to help keep ourselves safe in the workplace. The F is find a new normal. The chances of the old normal, that whatever was before COVID-19 happening in the next month or two, is just not realistic. It might be 2, 3, 4, 5 years. There's a good chance we'll never, ever do things the same as we did. We'll evolve and we'll learn and we'll grow and we'll adapt. So with finding a new normal, whatever that normal is, and it's not determined yet what that would look like because we're still learning as we go, is allow yourself time to learn. And when you're learning, it's just the same thing as studying. It takes more energy. And that's important for you to be aware of, is when you're trying to learn a more new norms, it's going to be taking energy and time. And so give yourself a break during that process and be patient with yourself and patient around other people, because not every one of us are at the same place when we return to work. Some of us are excited. Some of us are going to be apprehensive. So just to be aware where you're at, but understand other people may not be where you're at. So some tolerance and patience with each other would be great. And the last is E, is ensure that you ask questions when you're not sure. It's perfectly fine when you're learning to be asking all kinds of questions and not assume. Now, your direct manager, when you ask questions, may not have the answer, but your questions could spark conversations that could help get those solved. So, as we're all right now returning to the workplace, being safe is going to be important. And it also helps you to have a frame of reference. If you think about the model I presented today, to help you to self advocate and to be thinking that you're responsible for your behavior. However, in this new normal, we've been working really hard for the last few months in a lot of our brocus areas, working extremely hard, and lots of us are tired. And lots of us are still on adrenaline because we don't know where this is going to land. What I can tell you, we need to go through this one day at a time, and where it lands is going to be where it's going to land, and we're going to get through it. The challenge is for many of us is we just don't know how long this is going to take. And there could be some step backs. There could be some other slips, like in other words, another spread. There could be other things that happen. So just not being Pollyannish, just being practical in reality that we are where we're at and we get through it one day at a time with intentions. But the purpose of this today's conversation is focusing on what you can do to be safe as we're working to return to the workplace. And by you having a frame of reference, you can share that with other people. So, with that, I'll wish you a good day. Remember, we'll get through this again one day at a time, one conversation at a time, one thought at a time. Just be patient and take care of yourselves. All the best. Hi, Bill Howard here. Hopefully, you're finding these videos of some value. If you'd like to share these, on the lower right of your video, there's a icon you can click. You can send it through your social media feeds, join the Conference Board of Canada social media feed so we can keep you up to date. And if you have ideas, suggestions, please leave your comments so we can consider them. And if you have things that you'd like us to speak to, I certainly will try to do all I can to help out. With that, have a wonderful day.